What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling fantastic today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just one of a kind, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Now, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be gravy, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems. Oh, sorry. feeling loved. All the love. Just good energy all around here, Cancer. Now, Cancer, the moon is still in Aries right now. And with the moon being in Aries, this is just, it's very hot energy. It's very bold, very assertive. So, you know, this is one, if you've been looking to just like get some stuff done, you know, if you got like, you needed to like rise up or really need to kind of be in like your emperor energy, this is the time. But be mindful though, because it can be, you know, Aries energy does have the potential to come across a little aggressive. So just be something to be mindful of, Cancer. And the moon is in a waning crescent phase, or excuse me, a waxing crescent phase, which is about developing a clearer foundation and refining like our game plan here, Cancer. And then lastly, the deck set I'm using. This one is the Dreamy Moons Tarot deck. It's a Chariot Friends exclusive. And then the Oracle deck that I'm using is the Anatomy of a Witch deck. And I'll include links for these decks and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested, Cancer. But Cancer, we got a pretty heavy one today. Oh, so heavy doesn't even want to be held up. You got the Nine of Crystals here, Cancer. And I feel like with the Nine of Crystals coming up, you know, I feel like that there's something that is something nagging that has been on your mind maybe here as of late. You know, I'm not sure how long that is, but there's something that maybe something you've been bothering you about work. You know, maybe it could be something about home, maybe something with friends, you know, or whatever this is looking like, Cancer. You know, Nine of Crystals is very much about, it's almost like that energy of where we know, because how do I want to put this, Cancer? It's something that I feel like that it's like, it's that situation that has been played out on a loop over and over and over and over and over again. Let's say, for example, if we got in a fight with someone and then we think about what we, you know, after the fight has long since transpired, you know, we may be thinking like, man, if only I said such and such, you know, that would have showed them, or, you know, if I, you know, would have blah, 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 or, you know, if it wasn't for the fact that this and that, you know, that's Nine of Crystals. It's very much, it's getting caught on the hamster wheel and just letting it ride. You know, it's letting that the thoughts and that whatever, you know, past situations become just kind of all consuming. And it, you know, it doesn't even necessarily have to just be past stuff. It can be future things as well. You know, maybe we're worried about bills that might be coming up. You know, maybe we're thinking about, maybe we have like a test or something that we're not looking forward to. You know, maybe we got like doctor's appointments, you know, whatever, maybe thinking about health stuff, you know, it's everything but the present moment, you know. And I feel like Nine of Crystals is one of those, when things are really feeling out of hand, this is a time to really pause and to just really kind of, okay, but what does that have to deal with right now? How is that affecting me currently? And then I feel like that's when we can get to action, Cancer. That's how we start taking process of, or taking the process of getting out of nine of crystals here. The Nine of Crystals is the Nine of Swords in traditional decks. And it's because here's the thing, Cancer. And I know how that may sound, but when we're able to gather ourselves, you know, when we catch ourselves getting caught in that loop, because here's the thing too, when you're reliving those situations in those energies, whether past or future, you know, if we're worrying about stuff, you know, whatever that is, it's still that even though this stuff has transpired or hasn't transpired, we're living in it right now. We're steeping in this energy right now. You know, Nine of Crystals, this is Mars and Gemini here. And I feel like Nine of Crystals, it gives you a choice. You know, it's like, because I'm thinking about the duality of Gemini and Mars being the planet of taking action. You can either stay one route, this negative route, you know, feeding into these doubts, these fears, these anxieties, which I get, Cancer. I'm not saying that they're not real, but it's saying, what I'm saying is that could we choose another path, which is, okay, I have all this stuff here, but again, what does that have to do with the present moment? What can I tackle right now? And and then what can I do to set up tomorrow's me to handle that mess? You know, whatever is going down. And if stuff is transpired, Cancer, it's one, whether it's you or this person. Let's say, for example, if this is like let's say if it was an argument, forgiveness. You don't have to forget the situation, but don't let that affect your present moment, because you're still manifesting that. You're living it. We're not moving. We're getting stuck. You know, we're not moving forward. Where this person might have, they probably have already forgotten about it, Cancer. They've well, you know what, you know, depending on what happens if this was an argument, you know, or if this Nine of Crystals, if these are any kind of like regrets or anything, Cancer, you know, it's what were we talking about yesterday, you know, letting that stuff go. Because, you know, if we, Nine of Crystals, it really is, it to me feels just like sometimes it's like emotional crossroads. It's like where the head and the heart have become kind of disconnected, and it's about bringing those two together. Because even when I think about Gemini energy, it can be very I have a moon in Gemini. It can be very active, you know, what's going on, and especially with like thoughts and stuff, Cancer. So just something to keep. And I was like, ooh, let me get this thing moved, because I'm about to do the whole reading. Granted, this is the general energy of the day, but I was just like, ooh, yeah, let's see what are some ways we can maybe work with this energy. I'm even getting stuck. And you see what I mean, Cancer? See how easy it is to kind of get kind of trapped in that, or just kind of like, you give it the time that it needed, just like we did, and then we figure out how we're going to keep moving, which is what we're going to do right now. We're going to see how we can work with these energies, Cancer. But yeah, that's, I get it, Cancer. Ooh, and absolutely. Because the first card we got with working with the energy is Temperance. And this is about maintaining that balance, Cancer. And because this in this deck, I remember just reading that not too long ago, this is like the most zen card in this deck. You know, this is very chill. This is finding that, you see how this person is it's like they're moving water in between these cups here. You know, it's very so balanced and very tranquil, this energy here. And I feel like that when we're present, Cancer, you know, that's when we're able to do our best work here. That's when we're able to figure out where this Nine of Crystals is on our radar, and then how we can take steps. Because sometimes too, Cancer, maybe it's just that when we're in it so long, you know, sometimes, you know, if this is like past or even future stuff, when we're in that stuff and we haven't taken the time to kind of step out of that energy, you know, it's just going to throw you out of whack. So I feel like maybe some of us too, you know, if we've been just really in our heads for a while, you know, maybe something getting outside, possibly that may be something. Change up your environment, you know, because oh man, yeah, and you know, maybe get some like fresh air, Cancer. That might be something to get started with. And maybe too, you know, because when I'm thinking about sometimes when we're either upset or we're worried or we're anxious or anything like that, you know, whatever this nightmarish type energy is, it can, that stuff permeates in our environment, you know, our safe space, you know, because I'm thinking about your home space. And maybe while we're out and about, you know, maybe even if you don't go for like a walk or anything like that, just get out of there, maybe go buy some incense or something, maybe cook some food, or maybe something to kind of shake up the energy. Maybe open some windows, you know, maybe if this is something, if you're not the type to keep windows open very often, maybe open some windows, breathe some freshness in here. Look at, is the place looking like our world, is like how we're feeling, you know, just kind of check in, Cancer. And I tell you, when we're able to operate from that really calm headspace, you know, when it's not just so chaotic here, we really can start getting some more stuff done, Cancer, and good growth can happen from this as well, you know. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, Cancer. You see what I mean? Look, you got the death card. Thank you, higher self. That was dope. Man, and this is the energy that you're bringing me, Cancer. You know, like let me stop, because let me remember, you know, this is stuff that you bring me, Cancer. This is your potential here. We can either let this stuff hold us down, or we can evolve. You know, we can learn to, like we were talking, let go of some things and figure out what we can handle. You know, and even not even feeling like letting go. You know, more so just about getting yourself more in like a clearer headspace. You know, allowing that acceptance that, okay, you know, like things are wild right now. I'm gonna need to adapt. And what energies do I need to come into to deal with this? You know. So just, oh, I like that, Cancer, you know. And this is nice too, Cancer, because look at this. It's almost like you got a process here, because this is card number 13 and then this is card number 14. Look at you growing. You know what I mean? This is, look at you. And that's nice too, Cancer, as well, because I'm even thinking that, you know, this is Scorpio and then this is Sagittarius. So it's like if you take a moment too, you know, look, there's so much symbolism going on here. You can even take this experience, you know, thinking of Scorpio energy, you know, figuring out, getting to the root of whatever it is that's causing you this stuff here, bringing it to light, and then allowing yourself to expand from that, you know, giving face in that thing, heading on, and then moving past it and growing. And let's see what are some next couple cards, Cancer, are going to be some challenges that's going to happen working with this energy. Let's see. Let's see, what are some challenges that may come up for you? Okay, we're keeping those two. All right, Cancer. Wow. Cancer. 8 of Cups. Letting some stuff. So I guess the theme is we're still letting some stuff go, Cancer. And that's okay. You know, whatever this situation is. Oh, Cancer, and the Fool is following us. And we got Queen of Wands. How appropriate with all this Aries energy. So let's break this down, Cancer. Some challenges. So we went into 8 of Cups yesterday, so I won't spend too much on this. 8 of Cups is letting these things that are plaguing our thoughts, you know, start letting some of that stuff go, because I feel like that when 9 of Crystals comes up, I feel like that it can feel like that we're out of control, you know. And sure, where we may not have control of how a situation has gone down, Cancer, we can control how we feel about it and then how we respond to it. That's the actions that you take from that is what's going to, that's what's going to help get you through this thing, Cancer. You know, but we have to, because the Fool's following you around. 8 of Cups and the Fool, hand in hand. They're following you around because I feel like that there's growth that's wanting to happen here. You know, you know, when I think about Aries energy, when I think about Aries energy, you know, when we stay in like kind of like hurt energy, you know, when we're worried, anxiety, whatever this 9 of Crystals energy is, Cancer, think about it as that like the winter. You know, these are dark times right now. We're not feeling at our best. There's growth that needs to be had. We gotta go through some stuff. We gotta face some things. It may not be pretty at that moment, Cancer, but then we're in Aries energy right now. This is perfect energy to start letting some stuff go, to really start putting this stuff to action, to bring in the spring into your life, Cancer, because that's what Aries energy does. It's the rush of spring. It's the ushering in. It's a transition. We are shedding that old winter skin to make ways so that the sun can beat down on the springtime, the freshness, you know, the improved us, you know, the one who took this time and grew and then found balance and then became the mighty Queen of Wands that you knew you are, Cancer, because keep in mind too, these aren't gender specific readings. You're all Queen of Wands in this. And you know what too, Cancer? I like this because, you know, the Queen of Wands, the sunflowers, you know, the sunflowers they face wherever the sun is, Cancer, and the sun in the deck represents your happiness. And so I feel like that this is, you know, when we're going through this stuff and we're letting go of things, that you're letting go of stuff because we're trying to get closer to our happiness. We're trying to get closer to that sun. You know, that's where your energy is leading you. So it's just like allow yourself to go that way, Cancer, and to embrace the transformation as it, you know, as you go along on it. Now let's get some advice here so we can the sun. Cancer, this is brilliant. And this is our advice. Go towards the sun. That was spectacular, Cancer. And this is what I mean, you know, the sunlight is in you. Because here's the thing, you know, it's not like I just pull cards and I'm just like, oh, what's good for Cancer? This is the energies that you're bringing me each time. You just threw some sunshine at me, Cancer, and I loved it. And now throw some sunshine on yourself here, Cancer. You know, let's get to this place of where we can start doing some healing, you know, because this is, you see how she's and I know how this is going to sound, but it's like you see how she's taking this wand and she's getting ready to impale herself. These are choices that we make, Cancer, when we choose to be in these energies, to focus on all the things, you know, that are going wrong, you know, that the anxieties, you know, it's misguided energy, you know, and this again, it's not me saying that you need to fake it or something, but you know, it's about like almost like a rewiring, you know, just like if you think about it from a place of, okay, I could either think like, oh my God, this sucks all the time, oh my goodness. Or it's like, okay, I have this going, okay, I have bills due at the end of the month. What can I do right now? Okay, I can look for different resources, or okay, maybe there's someone I can call on, or you know, whatever, Cancer. You work with the energy here, because you know, we all have that, we all are resourceful, you know, we all can get out of these situations, and we're not alone in this stuff. Because sometimes I think too, you know, when we get caught up in these situations, you know, we want to try to solve everything ourselves, and you know, it's okay to ask for help sometimes, Cancer. You know, don't let yourself struggle so much, you know, if that's resonating with you, Cancer. You know, we don't have to stay in this energy. You know, you can move on from this. We can keep inserting each crystal, and we can keep feeling that as much as you want. But that's unpleasant, Cancer. At some point, okay, I felt it. Whew. Let's pull it out. All right, let's heal. Let's pull it out and let's patch it up. Okay, now let's pull out another one. You got me, Cancer. Now let's go ahead and get into some oracle cards here, so we can get you out of here and get you doing some healing, Cancer. But you know what? The fact that the Sun card popped up for me, Cancer, well, or really popped up for you, Cancer, is that for me, it's a sign that healing, it can come, and joy can come, especially if we've been feeling like, if you've been feeling this way for a while. You know, the sun can rise again, Cancer. You know, it's a matter of And if we too, you know, and this is not medical advice, Cancer, but if this is something where we think we may need to maybe reach out to someone who's a professional possibly, or even just reach out, you know, maybe start in your close circle if you have someone you know you can, real close like that. But if not, you know, maybe possibly thinking about something along those lines, but you know, take it as it resonates, Cancer. You know, we're not in this alone. Ooh. Oh, interesting, Cancer. Okay. We got all the stuff in reverse here. Let's switch back over. But you know what though? It all makes sense though, because your first Oracle card, you got the Play card in reverse. And you know, Cancer, if we haven't been having any kind of fun for a while, you know, if this is something where it's just been just really constantly on your mind, I get it to where if you know, where things might be kind of chaotic and kind of not ideal right now, but allow yourself to have some fun, you know, get out of this Nine of Crystals energy, you know, being in this all the time, it's exhausting, and then it throws us all out of alignment here, Cancer. You get the second cards of the Align in reverse, and it throws us all out of whack here. And I feel like that some of us, you know, now I'm looking at this witch lungs here. You know, this is, I really feel like some of us would definitely benefit, you know, if we haven't gotten outside, getting some air, get some fresh air, and maybe go out. I do something fun for yourself. You know, if you like movies, go to a movie, you know, and it doesn't have to even be with someone. If you just need to be by yourself, you don't even need to necessarily watch the movie, just something to get out of that space. And then maybe something will spark, you know, while you're in a different environment. You'll find a solution while maybe you may be thinking about something, and then the movie might trigger or say something like, oh my goodness, that's a great idea, I can do that. And who knows, you know, Cancer. But it's all a matter of perception. You know, the last card here is a perception in reverse. And it's all a matter of how we view this stuff. And again, it's not, you know, because let's say something, you know, that we may be dealing with, like depression. You know, it's not that I'm saying that we're choosing to be that way, Cancer. It's just that it's one thing to acknowledge that we feel that way. It's okay, what are we going to do to address it? You know, as opposed to just let it being all the time. You know what I mean? To not let it just define us. You know, it's because we all, and I get it. You know, the degrees vary, but whatever this is, you know, we've all Nine of Swords at some point in time, and we get through it, you know. Sometimes we get through. There's some days that are better than others, but we do get through it at the end of the day, Cancer. And it does remember that it's just putting one step, you know, Mars and Gemini, one step and one foot in front of the other, you know, keeping it moving. And I know it's asking you to run. I'm gonna kick it with you if we're crawling, if we're walking, if we're jogging. You know, however you going about your journey, Cancer, you're not alone in this. You know, energetically, I'm with you. You know, I may not be able to be there physically, but energetically, I'm right there with you, Cancer. And that's the whole point of the soul tribe. So let that bring you some peace too, Cancer, even when we might be feeling kind of alone, maybe in this, excuse me, in this situation here. You got the soul tribe here, because the thing too with the witch lungs, you know, where maybe some of us might be feeling a little detached, you know, or be feeling a little disconnected, or just like that, no one understands us or something. But Cancer, the nice thing, we're all breathing the same air, you know, at some point in time, because the air is constantly moving, you know. I remember reading something just, I think it was earlier today, where it was talking about a river, and it's just like the water that you touch is never the same water you know, at that moment. So appreciate that, you know. But I don't know if that really applies to the situation. I'm just feeling philosophical right now, Cancer. But it is remembering too that we all breathe the same air, and we're all connected. When we put our feet down on the earth, we're all connected, Cancer. So let that give you some strength there too. You know, I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps if we're going through this stuff. So, Whew. Mindfulness week. I tell you what, we're moving along, and I'm with it. Did I say Tuesday? I definitely said, if I said Tuesday for a Tuesday, I definitely meant Wednesday. My days are getting all mixed up, Cancer. But if you like that, give it a thumbs up and share this, Cancer. You know, if you know someone who might be going through this is, Nine of Swords is tough. It really is, and it can be, you know, where we just get, especially with how our feelings can fluctuate, Cancer, you know, and then you gotta, if you're dealing with this, and then you're going, let's say you still got like your everyday stuff going on, energies, it's a lot, Cancer, believe it. You know, even if not being aware of the energies or not, you're still taking on a lot of it, Cancer. So just be mindful. And then if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each day. And then I'm getting better. I'm thinking about getting, you know, I'm getting better about getting on social media and stuff. I just thought about a couple people, actually, now that I've said that. I just thought of someone that I can follow on Instagram. So check me out, Cancer. Baby steps, and kick it with me along the way. Watch how the social media thing grows. And then lastly, I'm assuming you're here because you checked your sun, but if not, check your sun, moon, rising, check your Jupiter even. And then check out my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos there with different monthly themes. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let's get your surprise card here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. Nice. We got the Page of Crystals here. I like that. That's dope. And then, that's dope too. We got the Blessed card here. Let me talk about this Page of Crystals first. Because you see this Page of Crystals, you see how there's this tornadoes and stuff back here? You know, I feel like that's Nine of Swords. You know, that's where it's like, it feels like it's just like mad chaos all the time. It's a whirlwind of thoughts. It seems like you're just constantly being assaulted all the time. You know, it's a lot. And I feel like that this is where we're trying to get, Cancer, when we're dealing with this, is finding that zen, finding that temperance in the storm, you know, and that's going to take time. This is not something where I'm like, figure it out, Cancer. No, Cancer, this is going to take some time, whatever this is, that Nine of Swords that you're going through. It's going to take the time that it needs to take for you, and there's going to be there's a bunch of different ways of going about how to deal with it. But I feel like a good start would be, and I know how cliche this may sound, but remember how blessed you are, Cancer. You know, even despite, you know, whatever may be going on right now. You know, I think I might have said this yesterday, you know, even taking a moment to just practice a little gratitude. And it doesn't have to be anything. Don't try that. Like, you know, don't make it a hard thing. I'm grateful for some tea this morning, you know, or whatever time, you know, you may be drinking your tea, coffee, you know, I'm grateful for that, and just let that become like a practice. And then maybe when you get a chance, I remember a buddy, he would put Post-it notes all on his mirrors, positive affirmations just all over the place. And I'll tell you what, Cancer, I've been doing the same thing, and it's been aggressive. And I've been telling people too, you know, if I've been talking with friends about stuff like that, be aggressive when it comes to positivity, please, you know, because I mean, and that's just me, you know, like I want to spread as much sunshine and as light and love and healing as possible. And I feel like do that for yourself, Cancer. Pour that. It's time to shine some light on some of this stuff here. Let's figure out where we want to take our first step. You know, what's our next move? So just be with that, Cancer, and remember, you know, because really, you dropped a blessing for me today. You gave me a bit of sunshine, and I really know that even if you're not feeling in your highest vibration right now, know that you can still raise others, including yourselves. So thank you, Sun, and thank you, Cancer. So, all right, I'll leave it there, Cancer. So stay safe out there. You know, with this energy, this is this is intense. And I'll tell you what, Cancer, one last thing, because I've been kind of studying up and really, wanting to get like a bigger, when I'm talking about checking like your signs and like what they mean. Nine of Crystals, if you have then this is check your moon placement, Cancer, because moon placements are important. That's like our subconscious, or like our unconscious mind, our feelings. That's the stuff that you show people when people get kind of close to you. This is like your inner world here. It's very personal, your moon sign. And I was just reading on having a moon in Cancer, and where that is a beautiful placement, it's a beautiful placement because the moon's at home. It's a very tough placement because you are feeling a lot more. You feel way more and all the time. And it's taking on so much energy. And because of that, there is a chance for being prone to depression. It's just one of the things that you to be mindful of with this amazing gift. But it doesn't take away from the gift. It's just with any gift, there are going to be some drawbacks, and we have to be aware of that so we can keep eyes on them and that we can keep refining them. But this is, all that to say, just be mindful with this. Be safe and be mindful, of, if you're going through this, or if this is someone who might be going through this, and maybe you're in your Cancerian energy right now. We're trying to nurture someone through something right now. Be mindful, be compassionate, and listen, hear them, feel them energetically, and try to when we're trying to guide, and don't take on more than you can handle, Cancer. Be mindful of that. Make sure that we're keeping our health in mind too. If this is maybe someone you're helping. So, okay. Now, once you're done doing all that, Cancer, go take a look at the moon. I know she's only in a crescent phase right now, but go take a peek. If you turn it upside or depending on where you're looking at it, it's the moon smiling at you. So, and I will catch you. I kept you here kind of long, Cancer. I'll catch you on the next one tomorrow.